Disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. We are not facilitating the sale of firearms. Alright, so we're out here at the shooting range. The much anticipated 9mm replacement concealed carry video. So we're going to test out 9mm Beretta, the 9mm by 18 Makarov, and the 380 Smith & Wesson. We're going to test them through the chronograph, and then we're going to put 80 pounds of clay downrange, and we're going to see how it does for kinetic energy test. Alright, first up we have the lovely M92 Beretta FS. Alright, we got 1,084 feet per second. Alright, next up we have 71 grain Serbian surplus Makarov ammo. 1396 for the Makarov. Wow. Alright, next up we got the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, the 90 grain projectile, excuse me. ,783 feet per second. I'm going to try another one just to make sure. Oh, I guess I'm not. 888. That's better. That's 100 feet per second better. That's quite a variant.
What was it, 889?
888.
Triple eights, huh?
Yeah. All right, so quick recap. The 9mm came in at a very average 1,084 feet per second. The Makarov came in at 1,396 feet per second. That's almost double what the 9x19 is going. And the 380 came in at a pathetic 783 feet per second, and we tried it again and it varied almost 100 feet per second. So now we're going to try the kinetic energy test, but before we do that, I have these other so these are Slovakian surplus, excuse me, ammo. They're a 71 or 72 grain, and then you got Hornady. So I'm gonna try these nicely made Hornady defense rounds, and they come in at a chunky 95 grain, considering this is 20 or 71 grain. So I'm gonna try through the chronograph one of these Hornady rounds right quick. Alright, so I'm trying one of these Hornady critical defense rounds. It's 95 grain, so it's 20 grain heavier than the surplus ammo. 872. Yeah, that's significantly less. 872. Alright. Cool, let's talk about it real quick. Alright, so the Hornady self-defense Makarov round came in at 872 feet per second. I believe it's supposed to open up into pedals, so it's supposed to be slower, but that's significantly slower. So turns out the Slovakian surplus ammo is pretty good. So let's talk about the 380 real quick. So the 380 gave the least impressive highest number. Thank you, I couldn't spit that out. But it has the shortest barrel by far. So it's 2.75 inch barrel. The Makarov has a 3.75 inch barrel, so it's almost 4 inches, almost at the magic 4-inch number. And then the Beretta has a 5-inch barrel, so I'm surprised the Beretta didn't do better with the 5.2 inch barrel and you know, the 9x19 going. But I kind of thought the Makarov was going to be the star of this. So the whole point of the video is to find something that's as good as 9mm to carry concealed daily. So it's looking like the Makarov is going to be a good option. All right, we're going to do 3 rounds with the Beretta. All right, 3 shots with the Beretta. Excellent. Let's go check that out. So we've got 3 decent entrance cavities and absolute wig splittage at the back. So we've got 3 holes, very devastating. Now let's remold it and see what the Mac. All right, 3 rounds of 9x18 with the Makarov. Wow. Wow. I think we got a winner, folks. All right, so not only did the Makarov make the giantest, the most big impact crater, that's like 6 inches across. It blew a giant hole through that plywood. I mean, it's a 1/4 inch plywood, but still, that's a huge hole to get blown out of that thing. So the first 2 shots hit down here, and then the second one, or third one rather, hit there. So it even deformed the top of the clay. Sorry, I just realized I'm yelling. I got my ear pro on. Small exit hole. Actually, I don't even think it made it out. Oh, it did, yeah. You can see the exit hole clear as day. Wow, look at that. Sorry. My whole fist fits in there. Insane. And 3 rounds with the 380. All right, here's the 380 entrance holes. And the exit hole. So it's pretty good. That's about 12 inches of clay. So pretty impressive. All right, so I've got 3 of those Hornady 95 grain rounds loaded up, and then I've got the surplus ammo behind that. Let's see if a slower, heavier bullet. I just got clay in the eyes. Makes a difference. Nope, it seems to like the smaller, faster ones, which I agree. All right, I've got 10 rounds of 380 loaded up out of the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. Not bad, not bad. So it seems if you're close enough with the 380, it would certainly do the job. All right, thank you everybody for joining me today on this lovely day. Perfect weather for shooting. It's a little bit of a breeze, so it keeps the bugs away. But anyhow, so let's recap on today. What have we learned? We learned that the Makarov is a surprisingly good alternative to a 9mm 9x19 carry. So not only is the Makarov way more concealable, it has a shorter barrel too, and it just, you can conceal it anywhere. So they have chest rigs for this, or shoulder rigs, and then they've got regular inside waistband, outside waistband. They've got Under Armour shirts that you can conceal under here. I mean, this thing will literally disappear anywhere, and it has the firepower to back it up too. So not only I mean, let's just call it what it is, folks. It outperformed the 9x19 by 400 feet per second, and on the clay test, I mean, there was no comparison. The Makarov smoked that clay. So And if you remember from the first part of the video, it's also the safest to carry. It's as safe, if not safer, than the Beretta to carry. So, yes, Makarov, surprisingly good concealed carry choice. Now, let's talk about the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. So, not only is this the smallest caliber, but it suffers from having the shortest barrel as well. As you can see, that's very tiny. It's under 3 inches, in fact. So, we've got the weakest ammunition with the shortest barrel. So we knew this was going to fall short, but I didn't think it was going to fall that short. So we got 783 feet per second the first time we tried. So I don't know if the cold, I don't know if because the barrel was cold it didn't shoot as fast as it should or whatever, but the second we shot another shot right behind it and we got 888 feet per second. So 105 feet per second difference. But still, I would still consider this an EDC everyday carry because of how tiny it is. Look at that. I mean, it is literally smaller than my hand. So, and one thing I wanted to touch on, I bought a spare magazine for it. It's a 12-round magazine with this little pinky holder on the back, and I could only get 10 rounds in this. Watch, I'll show you. I'll show you right now. Where's the ammo? Here it is. All right. So, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's already getting difficult. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That last one doesn't want to go in, but you can't even push on that. So what is up with that, Smith & Wesson? A 12-round magazine that only holds 10 rounds. You see right there on the bottom it says 12. You see up there it says 10. Yeah, what's up with that, dude? But anyway, that's my only complaint with the Smith & Wesson. But these bugs are absolutely killing me. So stay tuned for next week. We've got some really cool stuff coming up, I promise. I've got so much cool stuff coming up, in fact, that I can't actually remember it all right now. So stay tuned for next week. We've got a 600 subscriber episode coming up soon. And so please join us. God bless, and we'll see you next week.
Like and subscribe.